The Carpenter's Daughter, written by Gloria Cook, read by Patricia Gallimore. Chapter 1.
I'll give your brother another 10 minutes. If he's not back then, I swear I'll send him to work down the mine.
Amy Lewarne avoided her father's accusing glare. She was always included in whatever he considered to be her brother's shortcomings, which, for poor Toby, was almost everything he did. It was a bad sign for Morton Lewarne to be sitting at the kitchen hearth instead of in the front room on a Sunday afternoon. He had stationed himself where it would be hard for Toby to creep into the house unnoticed. "I'm sure Toby's not—"
"I don't want to hear your excuses for him."
Morton screwed up his pallid, frowning brow and chafed at his wiry side whiskers.
"You're as bad as your mother. Turned the wretched boy into a milksop. He's no right to go off and play after chapel and take that wretched dog with him. He's 14. Time he thought himself a man. A privileged one at that. How many sons around here have gone straight into his father's business? The boy's a dreamer. Unreliable. I'll take my belt off to him for this. He's not to have a bite of his dinner when he comes in, do you hear?"
"Yes, father." Amy wouldn't obey the order. Her father was right about her and her mild-mannered mother indulging Toby, but it was to compensate for Morton's constant, unmerited disapproval of the boy. Hiding her irritation, she said, "Mother's resting. It's time I left to teach Sunday school. I'll see if Sarah's free afterwards to go for a walk."
"You'll stay here. Reverend Longfellow can manage without you today. And you know I don't like you mixing with mining rabble."
Amy received another accusing glare. Her father knew she would ask her friend Sarah Hitchens to help her search for Toby and bring him home. Unable to sit still, she put the kettle on the slab to boil for tea, then placed a cup and saucer on the little round table at Morton's side. A master carpenter and cabinet-maker, he had made the table himself. It was more functional than it seemed, cleverly designed to disguise an assortment of drawers and hidey-holes, and no one but Morton was permitted to touch it. Morton never let a vexation rest.
"The boy had better not have gone off to the woods with that mongrel, ruining his best suit."
"I shouldn't think so." Amy was certain Toby wouldn't have gone near the woods, even with his dog, Stumpy, for company. It was part of Poltray's land, owned by the belligerent squire, Darius Nankervis. Toby was sensitive and shy, too nervous to be caught as a trespasser. Amy glanced up at the mahogany mantel clock. It was 2:45. She willed Toby to walk in through the back door. He had never been this late back from anywhere before. He had never missed a meal.
"Did your mother eat her dinner?"
Morton's hard expression furrowed with further displeasure. "She ate her beef," Amy added to herself, "just to please you." Her mother Sylvia was laid up with child, pale and weary, her ankles worryingly swollen. Interspersed with numerous miscarriages, she had borne her father 2 healthy children, although to his mind Toby was disappointingly puny, not at all clever, and far too slow at learning his father's craft.
"Waste of time having him. He's going to let the Lewarne name down."
Morton's oft-repeated opinion just as often upset kind-hearted Sylvia and infuriated Amy. She had prayed in chapel this morning that her mother would be safely delivered of this latest baby and would never have to suffer the pain and indignity of childbearing again. Morton drummed his fingers on the arm of his chair.
"I suppose she's doing the right thing, lying about in bed."
"Of course she is." Amy found it hard to keep the impatience out of her voice. Why did he consider everyone was lazy if they weren't on their feet? He was getting mean. There was a time when, as in the households of all successful businesses of people aspiring to the middle class, he had employed a part-time gardener and a woman to do the heavy housework. But several months ago he declared this an extravagance, and had dismissed the services of the mine worker and his wife.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?